And yeah, Eddie had to go back to making comedies after this, and Wes Craven, I think he did Scream after this. You know what I'm saying? So both of them got back on course after this movie. So I guess you can call this what, divine intervention, because of this movie we got classics like Scream and we got Nutty Professor. So Vampire in Brooklyn, thank you. All right, y'all, calm before the storm. I know I sound a little different because I've been jacked up for the past, this is going on third day now. My goddamn kids done got me sick. So not only was I talking like Biggie for a minute, but now I almost have no voice left. All right, they jacked me up, my own damn children. So yeah, I'm fighting this cold or whatever this is, and then we got Hurricane Milton about to hit us. So I figured, why not for a last video for the week? Because this is the last video I'm going to drop for this week because the storm is coming. I don't know what kind of damage it's going to bring. So all I know, well, from what I know, this is gonna be it for the week. All right, and it bums me out because Terrifier 3 drops Thursday, and the fucking storm want to come and mess with us, man. That's why I hate Florida, man. If it's all your Floridians, man, y'all can kiss the crack in my ass. All right. Well, you don't like it, get out. I plan on it. Damn, been here for 23 years, all I got nothing but fucking flooding and shitty weather and stickiness and... Anyway, so yo, had a double feature today, right? Because I just been sick, under the covers, trying to get my bearings. So I watched two unintentionally bad horror movies, right? Back to back, same kind of theme. Black horror movies, right? Took place in the 90s. Death by Temptation, directed by James Bond III, who you also know as geeky ass Monroe from School Days, and he was in The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, and Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy, directed by the late great Wes Craven. So I watched Death by Temptation first because it was the first time watching for me. Never seen it before, right? Never. And I know you're like, what? You never seen Death by Temptation? Never seen Death by Temptation. Walked by it plenty of times at the video store. Never paid it no mind. Looked too cheesy for me. I just never bothered with it. So here it is. Finally watched it after all these years. And I can say that when I saw that Trauma was over this film, I was like, oh boy, I'm in trouble. Because if you know anything about Trauma films, Trauma, they go out. They go out there, okay? So imagine A24, but grimier, dirtier, nastier. That's Trauma. So this movie is supposed to be a vampire movie, but I'm like, this is not really a vampire movie. It feels like another demonic movie, which I said I wasn't going to be watching this year, but here I am watching another demonic fucking movie. But it was marketed as a vampire movie. So anyway, this succubus, she's hanging out at this bar, and she's taking different men home, and she's seducing them. She fulfills their fantasies, and then she bites them, kills them. All right, well, it appears that she kills them, but I guess she bites them. So the first victim is your boy Flash from the Five Heartbeats. I said, oh shit, Flash. And that's another thing about this movie too, y'all. The different faces in here that I recognize. So I recognize Flash right off top. Bill Nunn is in here. Rest in peace, Bill Nunn is in here. Kadeem Hardison, who kind of saves the movie. He's the best actor here. And you can tell he tries his best for what he's been given, because this is a shitty movie, a shitty script, but damn it, he did his best. And who else, man? Samuel L. Jackson is in here for like 2 scenes. I'm forgetting somebody, man. Michael Michelle from New Jack City is in here. Freddie Jackson has a cameo. Yeah, the Freddie Jackson has a cameo in this movie. So I can imagine this movie was probably kind of a big deal when it came out. I heard a few people talk about it, but I didn't really hear any good reviews, you know what I mean? And at the time, a black vampire movie was just unheard of. I just thought this was going to be shit. But this movie does have its moments. You can tell it's really low budget. All right, so I'm kind of all over the place here. Yeah, so the succubus is seducing and so-called killing these men, right? She's taking them all home. And then she comes across Kadeem Hardison, who she seduces, but he can't go home with her. He turns her down. So the best way to get back at him is to go through his best friend, who happens to be in pastor school. All right, he's studying to be a preacher. But he's pure, he's a virgin, he doesn't drink alcohol, so she takes him, seduces him, tries to get him in bed with her, And that's all I want to give you, just in case you haven't seen the movie, okay? So there is a scene that is effective here. It's ripped right from A Nightmare on Elm Street, all right? A combination of two scenes from A Nightmare on Elm Street. One where Nancy is in the bed sleeping and Freddy is in the background of the wall. He's coming through the wall like this, and he's slowly getting at her, and she wakes up, he goes back. All right, it's a bite off of that. And also when Johnny Depp gets sucked through the bed and all the blood comes out. All right, it's a mixture of those two scenes, all right? And it has to do with the TV. I'll let you watch the rest of it. Death by Temptation does have its moments, but not enough vampire moments. Like, you don't see this chick really in vampire form, really. Excuse me. Until, like, the end of the movie. Do you see her in her full, I guess, demonic form? So, like I said, I don't know if she was just a straight-up demon or a vampire demon, what the hell she was. But she was good in the movie. I forgot what her name was. But she was really good in the movie. So what I can't give this is that it was consistent, okay? And it did kind of have like a hip kind of feel to it. Like even the way it was shot, it had like a real jazzy kind of cool look to it. And come to find out, Ernest Dickerson did the cinematography here. I'm like, oh shit, Ernest Dickerson? I said, yo, I don't know how James Bond III pulled that off, getting all these people together, because only thing people know him from is School Days and Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. But then again, this is during the time of the wave of black directors like Robert Townsend, Spike Lee, John Singleton, Matty Rich, you know what I mean? So there was like an explosion of black directors, and I guess they thought he was going to be one of them. Wrong. But shout out to the brother, man. Look, he made a movie, and I'm talking about it right now. So with that being said, yeah, Death by Temptation, Cheese Fest, kind of cringe at times, but does have its moments. So with that, I'll give it a C minus, man. I'll give it a C minus, borderline D. Not a very good movie, but it did try at least. Okay, it did try to be something. Now we have Vampire in Brooklyn, the movie where Eddie Murphy wrote with his two brothers, and this was the movie where Eddie said, okay, you know what? After this, I gotta go back to comedy. I have to make a comedy again and get my shit together because people ain't feeling me right now. And of course, that next movie happened to be The Nutty Professor. So in this one, Eddie plays this 1,000-year-old vampire with a terrible mullet and an accent where I don't know. Excuse me, y'all. Told you, fighting that cold. What the fuck was I saying? I don't know what accent he was trying to do, what he was trying to pull off, but. And I love Eddie. I do. I love Eddie. I watch anything Eddie is in. Eddie is always the best part in all of his movies, but in this case, not so much. The shining star in this movie, to me, is Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett is beautiful. She's dope in this movie, and yes, she does cry, okay? I can't name an Angela Bassett movie where that Joker don't cry. She's the best part of the movie, and John Witherspoon is real dope in this movie. And Kadeem Hardison is also in here, too. In a minor role. So my problem with Vampire Brooklyn, y'all, yeah, so your boy Eddie, he's back in the streets trying to claim his bride, his girl, who was his a long time ago, and it's in the form of Angela Bassett, and so now he's stopping at nothing to get her back. This is almost kind of like Blackula, but an updated version, and he's not a prince, he's just a 1,000-year-old cool vampire. Then he stops at nothing to get her, but at the same time, she's in love with Alan Payne, who is a cop trying to find out like these murders that's going on. So my problem with Vampire in Brooklyn is that this movie felt so unbalanced because, like I said, Wes Craven, the master of horror, is directing this. And there are times in this movie where you're like, damn, that's Wes Craven. Like, it has that scary touch to it, especially when they're in full vampire form. They look kind of creepy, you know what I'm saying? But then, of course, it's Eddie Murphy, so you have to inject some comedy in there, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn it. So the comedy really dilutes the film because I think if this is a pure horror movie, this probably could have worked. But I don't know, maybe the studio said, look, Eddie Murphy's behind this. We're putting millions of dollars behind this. Eddie Murphy's audience expects laughs. We have to give them laughs so they're not going to like it. So a lot of the comedy here is forced, and he does the usual shtick with him with multiple disguises, playing as a preacher and playing as an Italian dude, with the very thick New York accent. You know what I mean? It just some of the stuff, some of the stuff works. It's kind of funny, but it just doesn't belong in the movie. You know what I mean? It's like pouring ketchup on waffles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your waffles, you got your sausage, you got your eggs, then you pour ketchup on your waffles. Like, it doesn't mix. Ketchup on burgers, yes, but ketchup on waffles, no. That's this movie. This movie did not need the slapstick comedy that it got. But the horror stuff sometimes did work. But because the comedy ruined it, the horror really felt diluted, and vice versa. Because of the horror, the comedy felt out of place. So I can understand why this movie was trashed. It didn't really have the focus that it was supposed to have. And Eddie had to go back to making comedies after this. And Wes Craven, I think he did Scream after this. You know what I'm saying? So both of them got back on course after this movie. So I guess you can call this divine intervention, because of this movie we got classics like Scream, and we got Nutty Professor. So Vampire in Brooklyn, thank you. So that being said, now, okay, mini verses here. What is the better horror movie here? Vampire Brooklyn or Death by Temptation? Vampire Brooklyn had a better production, okay, of course, a better budget, bigger stars, and Eddie Murphy, John Witherspoon, Kadeem Hardison. Death by Temptation, though, was a very intriguing film. Like, it felt different. It felt unique. It felt like a different kind of experience, as opposed to a studio horror film that just has studio execs' hands all in it, and it just wipes the horror experience, just wipes it out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate when I watch a horror movie, I see Universal or Warner Brothers or something like that, because I know they're going to fuck it up somehow. So with that being said, I have to give the edge. As bad as this movie is, okay, because Death by Temptation is kind of a bad movie, y'all. Even down to the editing, some of the acting, you know what I'm saying? Some scenes felt kind of like, okay, why did we go from here to here, But I felt like it was more, because it was more consistent, I'll give the edge to Death by Temptation over Vampire in Brooklyn. That's just me, So with that being said, yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn definitely gets, I give that one a D for sure. And that's it, and that's all. I made it through this review. Y'all pray for me that I get through this storm. And that's it, and that's all. What y'all think about the two movies? What movie did you like better? Comment freely below. I know I probably missed some stuff. And oh shit, this came to mind too. I gotta say this. Yeah, another face that I recognize of Death by Temptation is your boy Guy Davis from Beat Street. All right, Special K. I haven't seen him in anything else, like 40 plus years later, and I finally see him in another movie where he plays a bartender with a mullet. And I'm like, yo, is that Special K? Beat Street? Get the fuck out of here. All right, y'all. So, yo, that's it, dog. Comment freely below, all that good stuff. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video, which should have been Thursday, but goddamn it, fucking Florida and these goddamn storms. Shit. And I missed 2 free screenings this week because of this stupid hurricane. We got a hurricane. Man, how come they can't invent some shit that'll fucking take hurricanes out before they? How come we can't have no Terminator shit where you kill the hurricane before it even starts? God damn, we gotta go through this shit every fucking year. I'm out. Oh, goddamn, I'm out.